Scorpio, my name is Megan. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk all things spirituality. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and comment on this video if it just so happens to resonate with you, Scorpio. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the person that is on your mind. If this reading resonates with you, wonderful. If not, just chuck it. It's probably meant for someone else that, I can help in some form or fashion. So let's get into it. Let's do wow, that flew out. Scorpio and the person that is on their mind. My voice is a little hoarse. I'm not quite sure why. Bear with me. Okay, you are completely restless, overthinking a situation that has destroyed your heart space here recently due to somebody who kept a lot of options. But the problem you're having right now, Scorpio, is this person made you very happy. With that sun card there, they made you very happy. I feel like you were the only one working on this connection, but when it came time for this person to work on it, they wouldn't like disappear, but what would happen, what I'm sort of hearing, what I'm getting is they would come up with some kind of an excuse. Something along those lines. They were unreliable, but like I said, when you were around them, your chemistry together, they made you probably the happiest anyone's ever made you. That's why you are so dang restless regarding this connection. You're trying really hard to come out of this sadness, but when you're dealing with someone who's in their ego, that can be really tough. It can be really tough. It can almost, you could be dealing with a Leo, but it can almost feel like you're being strong for no reason. I've dealt with people in my past where, I always thought they would notice what I was wearing, or they would notice this or that, or this or that. And in reality, they actually only really cared about themselves and what was happening with them. They couldn't have remembered any of those little details. I don't know why. That was just a random message. Anyways. Especially with this Four of Swords reverse, restless, you are probably ruminating over this situation. You could be thinking, what did I do wrong here? What happened? And honestly, Scorpio, although it's good to always take accountability in some way when we can, when the opportunity is there, even if it is not our fault. It's still important to not be too hard on yourself, because this person broke your heart due to having not just one third party, multiple. And the problem with this is that they hid it very well, right? Because that ego is intact. This is somebody who is used to hiding those types of things very well. This is somebody who is manipulative. That's why when you were around them, you felt the happiest that you've ever felt. Because they were manipulative. They were able to kind of put on that show, put on that mask for you to make you feel this way. But at the end of the day, Scorpio, if you're resonating with this reading, when it's a falsality like that, by default, right, it's not real. It's manipulative. So, and believe me when I say you will find somebody, your person, the person that the universe has picked out specifically for you, you will find them. But it won't feel manipulative. Yeah, you're just in a complete state of heartbrokenness here, or at least you've gone through this in the recent past. I feel like you had a lot of hopes for this person. You thought, maybe you saw little glimmers in this person of the things that you wanted, and that's why it made you so happy. Many of you Scorpios maybe have been waiting for a while to meet someone where it's like, finally, not that they mark off all the attributes on your list that you have of things that you want, because no one's perfect, but this person came damn close. And that's why you're so heartbroken right now. Some of you could be a life path 3, you're born on a 3-day. Your person could be a life path 7, born on a 7-day, or vice versa with that. And in numerology, I love to teach numerology. If you're interested in a numerology reading, which can tell you a lot more than astrology, numerology actually supersedes astrology, but they work in tandem with each other. But if you're interested in a personal reading to dig a lot more, not just into this, but into like career and all of it, I go into all of it, don't hesitate to email me at the description box in the below. I said that wrong. Email me at the link in the description box below. You guys know, it's fine. but you were dealing with somebody with a massive ego. That's why they felt comfortable always having other options. This person truly was somebody, or is somebody, who doesn't necessarily care about hurting others. And Scorpio, I know that you don't want that to be your life partner. You don't want someone that only cares about themselves, keeps other options around, manipulative. You don't want that. Someone like that for your life partner, the person that you're going to do life with. And a lot of times in these readings, it might sound like I'm preaching, but I'm actually talking to myself a lot in these too. It, even just verbalizing a lot of the knowledge that I know, it kind of, sometimes I have moments where I'm like, oh, yeah, that's true. And I just actually had one of those. I dealt with someone very much in this energy before, like I said, very egotistical, but they were very manipulative. They were actually someone who could lie so well that I would say something and I already knew the answer, right? I'm intuitive. That's why I do this. And just without missing a beat, they lied right to my face. And I just, I've dealt with this, with someone who's so manipulative. They'll do anything that they can to get what they want. This is a very specific reading as well. It's not going to resonate for everybody, but that's kind of why I love doing these YouTube readings. I'm not so much, I don't know. I just hope I reach a lot of people out there. Not that I hope anyone is struggling with this situation, but if you are struggling with the situation, with deep heartbreak right now, and you are trying to come out of it, I hope I'm helping at least one person out there. I am seeing you, Scorpio, trying to be very strong, and at the same time you're restless. You are probably having a very hard time sleeping. Some of you may have been dealing with a life path 5, also with 8 energy. They may have cared a lot about money. 8s typically care about money. That's, in numerology, 8's the number of money, as well as 28, but we'll go into that in a personal reading. But the reason I say 3 and I said 3 and 7 earlier in this reading, you guys may be either or, is 3 and 7 are frenemies in numerology. And what that means is there's a deep understanding between 3s. So I'm a double 7. When I was a lot younger, I was actually married, and I didn't know it at the time because I didn't know. I was more into astrology back then than numerology, but numerology does supersede astrology. So the moment I kind of put all these pieces together, I had an aha moment. And a lot of my numerology I do learn from a man named Gary. Forgive me, I don't know his last name. Gary, the numbers guy. He has some viewpoints where I don't necessarily agree with, but that's more to do with like I don't know, women and things that he'll say in that nature. But if you are interested in numerology and astrology, and honestly, most of what I teach a lot of what he teaches. Gary, the numbers guy, he's phenomenal. He taught me so much, so definitely check him out. But I also, I pull from him, I pull from Bashar, I pull from Dolores Cannon, pull from a lot of different sources. Plus, just with that double 7 energy that I have, it's spirituality comes natural. I'm intuitive, I'm clairvoyant. I never knew it until I've had bosses where they didn't even tell me what they needed, and I would just know, even if it was rooms back. Or if a coworker was just a little slightly off. I remember being like, "Are you okay?" And they were like, "How did you know that?" Anyways, so 7 is the number of spirituality. 3 is the number of the criminal. Not that all 3s are criminals, but they can get away with a lot more. 3 is also the networker. 3s have to network. They have to conversate with people to get ahead, whereas 7 is much more introverted, spiritual. They're trying to find the deeper answers to life. But both of them sort of bring out the best and worst in each other, and I can concur to this. I was married to a life path 3 when I was younger. He had 9 energy as well. The double 7 makes it even, you can look at that in 2 ways if you have double energy in numerology. You can look at it as that's twice the gifts of that number, but it's also twice the shadow side of that number. Anyways, 3s and 7s are so much alike, but they're so different. I call them frenemies. They are 2 numbers that are frenemies, right? Because 7s are very serious, introspective, spiritual, and 3s are all about networking, talking. 7s also don't like to talk a lot, right? Even getting on this channel and sharing my knowledge is actually probably unbeknownst to a lot of you out there. Not so much anymore because I'm getting used to it, and all your guys' comments have been, most of your guys' comments have been absolutely wonderful and really inspire me to keep going because I'm not naturally a talker. I'm a good talker. Sevens are amazing talkers, amazing speech givers, but I would rather sit in a room of people and just observe and take it in and learn the psychology of people rather than sit there and sort of talk. But getting on this channel and teaching the things that I know as a double seven, triple actually, because I'm a Libra, the seventh sign, it is essential. But a three, their whole thing, their whole shtick is they have to network. They've got to be communicating this and that. So threes and sevens are very much opposites in numerology, but they can also drive each other nuts because they're so opposite. So I call them frenemies. Anyways, that's a message out there for somebody. Again, if you're interested in a personal reading where I go so much deeper into all of this, into your specific stuff, do not hesitate to book a personal reading with me. Let's see here. So yeah, this person was manipulative. I feel like sometimes I use the example, and I got this from Matthew Hussey. He's a wonderful dating coach. Go check him out as well. Actually, I learned this analogy from him, and I might have said this in another Scorpio video, but that's okay. A relationship is like two people coming to a plot of land, and they build a castle together. Keyword together. Coming to the plot of land to build the castle together. Issues in that castle that they're going to build, they came to build this with, it's going to have its own passageways that are specific to just those two. You know, it's gonna have certain aspects within the living room or the kitchen or wherever, right? It's your castle. The two of yous. You get to build it together, and that's kind of what a relationship is. You know, you're coming together to build together. The problem that I'm seeing here, Scorpio, is it seems a lot like you were building by yourself. And for many of you, I'm not even getting that it's like a current partner. For a few of you out there, I'm getting you dealt with somebody like this in the past. So it's not necessarily relevant to today, but some of you Scorpios are out there like, yeah, I definitely felt that at one time or another. But I truly feel like you stepped up to the plot of land, ready to build, ready to make this castle as special as it could be between the two of you. And this person they couldn't show up. They couldn't show up for you in the ways that you needed them to. But when you would confront them about this, or when your vibe went off and they kind of wondered why, that's when the manipulation would start. Then they were like, oh, I'm starting to lose him or her. I better, do something here. Not build the castle, because no, they're doing that. But I better step up and do something to make them happy. I'm also, I don't know if you guys can see that, the number 19 on that card. 19 in numerology, it can be, I'm not saying this is always the case, but 19 can be the number of bad health sometimes. So I'm definitely hearing the message for a few of you out there. Make sure that your health is in good working order. Go get checked out, go get your blood work done, things like that if you haven't had that done in a while. I saw that 19 jumped out at me. That's for at least one person out there. Just really take care of your health, especially while dealing with this type of heartbreak that you're trying to overcome. I know any point in my life when I've went through significant heartbreak, one of the first things that usually happens is I get sick, because it's your nervous system, right? It's your nervous system. And some of these situations can't, especially when you're dealing with someone who's in their ego, dealing with other options, sometimes these situations, they do more than just lower your self-confidence. They can literally affect your well-being. And not that this person, wanted to affect your well-being, but when something doesn't work out like that, it can send our nervous system into overdrive. So really make sure, those of you that are resonating with this, that are in a lot of heartbreak, that are very, very restless, not sleeping well, really, really try as hard as you can to put your health first right now. And I know that can be very difficult when you're dealing with situations and, quite frankly, people like this. Also understand, Scorpio, you shouldn't ever have to feel like you have to be strong when it comes to a connection. Connections are meant to bring joy and happiness into our lives. They're not meant to show us how strong we can be, or at least they're not supposed to. The ones that don't work out, yes, there are lessons to learn where we can get stronger, we can get better, but the right person for you isn't going to make you feel like you need to be strong. All right. How does this person feel at the deepest level about Scorpio? Yeah. That's the funny part. It's like you're with the Nine of Cups here, you were a wish come true for them. You're their wish come true. You're just dealing with somebody who is completely unhealed. And you're also dealing with somebody who is, with that Ace of Wands reverse there, I'm just strongly getting that it just coincides completely with this Seven of Cups here. They had many options. They often didn't know which option to even go with. You could be dealing with somebody who has a lot of 5 energy. 5 energy, typically people with 5 energy, they're very good looking. They're very much about sex. They can be, and when they're unhealed, right, that's kind of the shadow side. 5s have many amazing qualities. In fact, as a double 7, my best friends are actually double 5s. I have 2 people in my life who are both double 5s, and they have been friends of mine for years. I absolutely love how adventurous 5s are, all of that stuff, but it is a component with them, right? So, but you're a wish come true for this person. I do feel like they're in regret, and the reason I feel that way is because the 3 of Swords reversed means healing. This person would love nothing more than to heal what they've done here, but Scorpios, I know you, and it's going to take quite a bit of convincing for this person to get back into your good graces. But how they feel at the deepest level is they would really like to heal this connection. But why? This could be somebody that you guys have known since childhood, by the way, for some of you. Why are they wanting to heal the connection now? Justice card. They know that they did you wrong. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. For some of you, this person is dealing with some legal issues, and they really miss your understanding energy in their life. I feel like a lot of people are being hard on them right now. But most of all, they know. They know that they're manipulative. They know they kept these options. They know. That's why they want to come back in. But 2 of Swords. Looks to me like your guard is up, or if it's not, I'm definitely being called to give you the advice. We'll pull advice in just a moment as well, to put your guard up towards this, because there's someone so much better out there for you. I'm not even seeing like new energy yet, just as a like human to human right now. Usually, in fact, when I know about the law of attraction, the moment we let go of someone that is in this energy, keeps us in some sort of weird cycle, manipulative, all of that, whenever we finally let go, which for some of you, it seems like you have, because you're heartbroken, which is going to be part of it. Sometimes the moment you let go, or if this person tries to come back around, if they haven't already, get ready, because Mercury retrograde's about to come up again. Doesn't it just take a lot out of all of us every time? Anyways, I digress. I'm not going to say I'm going to guarantee, but I would not be surprised if you heard from this person during that time frame. That's what exes tend to come back, things of that nature. And this person knows they did you wrong. And they also know that your wish come true. That's why whenever they would kind of sense that you were getting the hint that there was other people or something was off, they would do what they could to try and make you happy. That's why, because they didn't want to lose you. At the end of the day, your wish come true. But what's a wish come true if you don't know how to nurture your wish that just came true, So I wouldn't be surprised if you heard from this person during Mercury retrograde, this next one that's coming up, because they want to heal this connection. But do not. For those of you, so I never want to say don't reconcile. I'm not here to boss you guys around. I'm just here literally just to help you guys in any way that I can, because If any amount of pain or if any knowledge that I've learned from these types of situations can help even one of you out there, this is all worth it. And in my experience, people like this don't typically change. They might temporarily when they actually lose the thing and they're like, oh crap, well, where was that person? And then they start reminiscing on all the good things. Oh, that was a wish come true. Man, I really want to heal this. But someone who entertains multiple options at a time, that's someone with a deep character flaw. It's not healthy. It's not healthy physically, and it's not healthy spiritually. This person has a lot of growing up to do. Hence the Two of Swords. The universe is calling on you to just, not forever, but just right now at least. This person has a lot of healing to do. Okay, let's pull some advice. What's some advice for Scorpio? Give me one more piece of advice for Scorpio. For some of you, I'm getting the message. Yeah. I was just getting that message intuitively, and this was actually upside down in my deck when I was shuffling. I love it when that happens. I love it when I get the confirmation from the cards analytically, but like clairvoyantly, the messages come through. I love it when that happens. It just, it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyways, this person, now that you guys are not talking, they're actually in so much regret. They wish that they view you as marriage material. That's why you were a wish come true, but this person couldn't get out of their own way. Literally couldn't get out of their own way. Egotistical to the max. This person, they just it's like with this Page of Wands, they get like overly excited about newer connections, especially since they've entertained multiple. They'll get overly excited about it. It'll be really hot, really great for 2 weeks, a month, and then they're on to another option. I am getting the sense, though, Scorpio, that you meant a lot more to this person than just any other options that they would keep. Not that that even matters, because you deserve better than this. But now that they can't have you, they're imagining what it would have been like to marry you, all of those things. And that's human nature, to want what we can't have. But what would happen if you did reconcile with this person? And I'm not advising against that. I never do. In fact, sometimes the best thing you can do is reconcile with somebody that it didn't work out with, just so that you can learn the lesson again. And sometimes people do change. I'm not saying that in this energy, but it happens. Again, I don't say that often, but yeah. Let's get one more piece of advice. It's like now that they can't have you, they want you. And you could be full on like trying to date somebody else right now too, and this person's trying to come back around. That could be the case for some of you as well. Again, with the Six of Cups reverse, I'm getting that this was, number one, this was a strong soul tie connection. You guys could have had a soul contract. And Scorpio, if you're tired of hurting over this person, you're ready to move on. Dolores Cannon always taught that just because we have a soul contract with somebody, but it's not serving our highest purpose anymore, it's okay to cut off that soul contract. And what she meant by that is all you have to do, you don't even have to talk to the person. And this can even work with people, our loved ones who have passed. Maybe, there was some bad blood there, like something there, those things do happen. Dolores Cannon taught me this, and I'll never forget it because it made me think of things in a whole new light when it comes to soul contracts. All you do is say out loud, thank you so much for the lessons that I've been taught, that you've taught me. But I realize now this connection is no longer serving any of us any good. And I herefore would like to separate this soul contract. It's something along those lines. I definitely didn't say it word for word. Look up Dolores Cannon and what she says about that if you're interested in the cutting of soul ties like that. When I say cutting soul ties, it sounds so like, you're out of my life. But it's not an angry thing. It's just, you've taught me this. I've taught you this. We've done all that we could. We really tried in this lifetime, but let's cut that soul tie cord and let's just go our separate ways. That's how we avoid karma as well from soul ties that don't necessarily get fulfilled, if that makes sense. So the advice, let's get one more piece of advice. Yeah. Okay. Here's the advice. Number 1, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Number 2, keep with this Temperance card here, try as hard as you can while you're in this healing process, right? I see that you're recovering, you're trying to come out of it, but I also got that. You're still very, very sad. And what I'm getting from this is the duality of it. It very much is heartbreak. This is heartbreak right here. I mean, this is the card for heartbreak, the 3 of Swords, but this is what it actually feels like to go through heartbreak. You know, if some days or even some moments, sometimes it's moment to moment, you feel like you're recovering, you feel good. Like, you know what? I actually didn't like that about that person. I'm going to be all right. Oh, who's that over there? They're kind of cute. You know, your world is starting to recover, opening up. But then I feel like you also have these little moments of deep pain over what transpired here. And that is completely normal, Scorpio. It would be unnormal if you didn't bounce back and forth between these. But the advice is that don't worry. I promise you, this is not going to be forever. This is not going to keep going up and down forever. It's just a part of the healing process. And it actually tells me that you're healing and moving on, and this person can energetically feel that. That's why they're seeing you as marriage material. They're regretting it. Some of you may be dealing with a Taurus or someone who has Taurus placements. But yeah, the advice is, even though you're feeling this energy now, you know, okay, one moment or one day, feeling good about the future, feeling like you know what, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. I learned a lot from that. And then the next day, maybe the next hour, maybe the next moment, you think about things that have transpired and how much they hurt, and you're right back in that lower vibration. This is not going to last. That I can promise you. Every day it's going to get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And it's because you're doing the healing work. This screams to me that you're doing the healing work. If you were just in this energy, the sad energy, you know, feeling like this constantly, which can be normal after a separation or a heartbreak or a betrayal, I'll be a little worried, because, you know, it's okay to grieve for really, really hard for maybe a week or two, and then we've got to start lifting ourselves up, which is what you're doing. So you're doing amazing, Scorpio, when it comes to the situation, or you have. For some of you, this is a past situation that I'm kind of picking up on. Some of you are actually in other relationships and happy now, but you do think about this person from time to time and what transpired. And ultimately what transpired is this person needed to grow up. And you learned the lesson of strength. We have the strength card. That you are strong because you're healing from this. And quite frankly, I'm proud of you, Scorpio, because not a lot of people actually do the work to heal from things. They usually just jump into other connections and think that that's going to solve everything. But the fact that you're bouncing back, you know, sad, happy, that's a great sign. Because eventually the sad parts that you're feeling right now over this, they get less and less and less and less. Not only over time, but over you going out and having new experiences that don't even necessarily have to do with other people and dating. Sometimes that can hurt us more, you know, because we end up comparing the new person with the old person, and that can hurt us even more. Or worse yet, you know, you'll be afraid maybe, or maybe not, but some of us can get afraid when we're seeing someone new, fresh out of something, that, well, they're going to do the same thing and all of that. So keep putting in that healing work. A great way to heal is transmutation. I always talk about that on this channel. Whatever gifts you have, make sure you're sharing them with the world. That is a great way to heal as well. So that is what I have for you today, Scorpio. I hope this helped at least one person out there. I will see you guys next time.